Baada kibarua tunaenda soko, tunachukua mtumba na kukuza kwenda kuzungusha kwa milango za watu tupate riziki. Hata tulikuwa tunaendea leo Kikomba uwe. Hata kufika hapa Chao, hapa Kitengela tukapatana na maandamano. Hata tulikuwa tunakimbia mati watu wako wengi. Tulikuwa tunatembea tu kwa barabara. Sasa hiyo harakati ya askari kutokelezea huko watu wakakimbia. Hata sisi tukasema Mungu nipo. Sasa pia tulikuwa tumeingililia hapo, sisi tulikuwa nayo kazi. Hapo ndio risasi ilipata mwenzangu kwa mkono hapa. Sasa wamepiga stray wakapata risasi ya kuna.
Wewe tuelezee mwenzako ni nani? Tuseme unajua majina yake na wito wako kwa idara ya usalama.
Kwa majina yake mimi namjua, namtambua kama Purity. Ni rafiki mwenzangu mkubwa sana. Akisikia kama sport iko mahali ananiambia tunaenda. Kama hakuna tunachukua hii mzigo yetu ya hizi manguo tunaenda kuzungusha soko ndio tupate riziki. Na kila siku tukikaa chini nani atatutafutia?
Mimi Mheshimiwa Samuel Mwaura Njehia, hii ni watu wako hapa ndani wamepigwa risasi. Tunaomba Rais William Ruto, kaa na watu wako, kaa na serikali, kaa na askari. Hii watu mnataka kuwa watu wangapi ama mko na listi ya watu wangapi? Tunaomba hii maandamano ishe, mkae chini, muwe na kikao. Focus, Kanjo wakae na kikao, wae na public participation ama baraza. Wenye mahali wa focus walikuwa wanauzia, wacha warudi kufanya kazi yao. Jua watu hiyo ndio wakitega uchumi yao, na tukiendelea hivi watu wengi watapoteza maisha yao. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali, William Samoei Ruto, kiongozi hao watu wa Kitengela walikupea kura mingi. Kajiado ulipata kura mingi hapa. Hao ni watu wako wanaumia. Sasa hivi unaona wamepelekwa. Kwani serikali si umeongea juzi kwa parliament mkasema hii mambo ya Kitengela mtasimamisha? Tunawaomba serikali, enough is enough. Watu wengine wamepigwa risasi za miguu. Wamama wengine mtu ana hatia kwa barabarani. Tumesikia askari wa huko prison anaenda akipiga watu kiholela risasi. Tunauliza hii bunduki ililetwa ya kulinda maisha ama ya kuchukua maisha? Honorable Samuel Mwaura Njehia, aspirant Kitengela, tunaomba focus kwanza, tusitishe hii kitu, watu wengi wameumia.
And in politics, leaders of the Linda Mwananchi have raised concerns have raised serious allegations that certain government-linked organizations are planning to disrupt their peace meeting scheduled tomorrow at Amalemba in Kakamega town. Siaya Governor James Orengo and Vihiga Senator Godfrey Ototsi said they have received reports about the alleged plot, but they did not provide any evidence to support the claims.
Places where people are being paid, people are being mobilized to come and interfere with the rally tomorrow. Already one of our trucks, which was heading towards Kakamega, was hit earlier in the day. The unfortunate thing is that all these plans are being executed by very senior people in government.
We have never seen a government that has panicked to this level just because Kenyans are trying to exercise their constitutional right of assembly, constitutional right of expression and freedom of speech. We want to tell President William Ruto that you took the oath to protect the constitution, and we expect you to give a chance to every Kenyan who want to hold a meeting to do so in peace. And I also want to add that if anything happens in Kakamega tomorrow, we will lay the blame to the following individuals: President William Ruto, Governor Fernandez Baraza, and PS.
And President William Ruto has reaffirmed that Kenya's path to prosperity lies in bold investment in infrastructure, insisting the government must prioritize roads, railways, airports, and modern ports to unlock economic growth. Speaking at State House, Nairobi, during a meeting with clergy from the Methodist Church, the president said infrastructure development remains central to his administration's economic agenda.
We are in a good place. We are saving more. I just want to assure the country, to assure you as citizens of our nation, that the way we are now saving, in another 10-15 years, we will be borrowing all our money for development from our own sources here in Kenya. Hatutakuwa tunaenda China, sijui tunaenda wapi kukopa pesa. Shida tumekuwa naye ni sisi, pesa yetu tunakula tunamaliza. Chinese wana save, alafu tunaenda kukopa pesa yao, tunalipishwa interest, tunakuwa sisi ndio.
And Ida Odinga has appeared before the National Assembly Committee for vetting following her nomination as Kenya's ambassador to the United Nations Environment Program. Odinga pledged to prioritize environment protection, committing to champion stronger action against climate change and to address emerging environmental challenges at the global level. She also disclosed a net worth of about 500 million shillings, clarifying that the assets are her personal property and not part of the wider Odinga family wealth.
I, Ida Betty Odinga, Ida Betty Odinga, do swear that the information I shall give before this Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations on the matters under its consideration shall be truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Honorable Chair and members of this distinguished committee, I feel honored to appear before you this morning, and I thank you for taking time to consider my nomination for the invitation to participate in this important vetting process for the Kenya Permanent Representative of the United Nations Environmental Program. First and foremost, I'm grateful to Almighty God, the God that has given me opportunity. He has been my source of and guide throughout my life. I thank His Excellency, the President, William Samoei Ruto, for that life and work have been deeply affected by issues that inflict vulnerable populations across the great continent. I have done my best to speak out for them, all the platforms that have presented themselves to me. Allow me, Mr. Chairman, to mention a few of them. I have dedicated my life to advocating for empowerment of women in leadership and in governance. I founded the League of Kenya Women Voters to advocate for women's rights and expand participation in governance, and together with other reform-minded groups, we contributed to the push for affirmative action, which culminated in the creation of 47 women representative seats under the 2010 Constitution.
The other thing is that you came in very prepared, as local Kenyans would say, umetuzia uoga na tumenunua. By the way you presented yourself, tumenunua, and we really want to appreciate you and your appointment. But I just want to ask one question, that while you bring the extensive leadership experience, UNEP involves high highly technical negotiations, and Kenya must also respond to international scrutiny regarding environment governance and enforcement challenges.
And meanwhile, health sector leaders in Nairobi have expressed satisfaction with the county's government decision to engage them in talks aimed to resolving ongoing challenges in the sector. The discussions held in Nairobi with county officials are set to continue until solutions are reached. Leaders say the dialogue provides a platform to address critical issues affecting health services and staff welfare.
There are different countries of union. We have a return to work agreement, and one of the agreement is to sign the recognition agreement, which we have signed today. So I hope, now because this was part of the return to work agreement, all the pharmacists and the public officers, they are going back to work.
Yes. And the reason why we were invited actually was to sign the recognition agreement. Be it known that this was part of the issues that we raised in our strike notice that they were supposed to be honored. One of them was the recognition agreement signing. That recognition agreement means that the employer takes responsibility to recognize the public health union, the nutritionist union, and the pharmaceutical.
Now, public hospitals across the country have been warned against turning away patients without their prescribed medication. The Health Cabinet Secretary issued the warning while appearing before the National Assembly Health Committee, stressing that lack of drugs should not be used as an excuse to deny patients treatment. The CS told lawmakers that hospitals must strengthen procurement system and ensure accountability in the drug management to protect patients, especially those who cannot afford to buy medicine from private pharmacies.
Social Health Insurance Fund premium, and you are not given or dispensed a drug, the Social Health Authority will not pay the reimbursement, the claim. They will pay everything, but they will not pay for the drugs. They will know that they will not play any game, so they have to give, the facility has to give the people the drugs. 2, they will be forced to stock the drugs. And 3, we have made sure that the Kenyan, and I want Kenyans to listen to me, that at the end of the process in the hospital, they will receive a text message asking them, have you been given drugs? So KEMSA will not be the KEMSA of the yesteryears. KEMSA will become the backbone of a reliable, responsive national health supply.
This money for primary health care, the counties don't seem to have a structure to absorb it up to now. Very many counties. You go to a place, you are told by a facility, we received 5 million, we were given another account, we were told to return the money at the county headquarters.
Now, the Cabinet Secretary for Interior, Kipchumba Murkomen, has sent condolences to families in Laikipia County who lost loved ones following a deadly bandit attack. Murkomen spoke after a teacher was attacked and killed by suspected bandits in Isiolo County, an incident that has renewed concerns over insecurity in the region. The CS issued a stern warning to those behind the attack, saying security agencies will pursue them and ensure they face the full force of the law.
You know that from the Isiolo side we have collected almost 28 guns so far, and as you know, these bandits are obstinate. As you know, this act of banditry has been with us for a very long time. Some of these bandits have some level of resilience because of they understand the terrain where they live in, and they have consistently fought government and police officers. They think that this operation is going to be short term. This is going to be long term. We're going to do it for as long as it takes to liberate that valley. We have the wherewithal, the resources, the stamina, both aerial and ground resources to make sure that we.
And Kenya marked International Mother Language Day 2026, focusing on youth role in preserving indigenous language. The year's theme, Youth at the Digital Frontier, highlighted young people promoting linguistic diversity in a digital era. At Kenyatta University, next CEO Dr. David Njegere described language as a vital pillar of identity, urging reflection on Kenya's linguistic heritage.
As a country, we need to reflect deeply, particularly those who are of my age and the older generation, on what and where we are living this country. Because language is not just a means of communication. Language encapsulates our identity. And there are very many young people, those of you who have had the benefit of traveling and living in the diaspora, many young people who are suffering serious self-esteem issues, very serious self-esteem issues, because they have serious identity crisis. If you look at the core competencies that we have come up with for the competency-based education, there are 7 of them: communication and collaboration, critical thinking and problem solving, imagination and creativity, learning to learn, citizenship, digital literacy. The one on self-efficacy is the most important. We must make sure that every child who goes through our school system, even if they exit with the lowest grade available, at least they have a sense of who they are. They have self-awareness. They are easily influenced because they don't know who they are. Actually, you look at some of those children, you sympathize with them because they are speaking English, but the English they are speaking is not English. The Kiswahili they are speaking is not Kiswahili. They can't speak their mother tongue. So what language are they speaking?
Well, language, this indigenous language are so important to all of us. And I think we truly understand. I'm one of those very, very, very old, just like Emily expressed, and that we were class 1, class 2, class 3, we were taught literacy using mother tongue. Languages are not just for communication. This was said before. Languages are used to express ourselves. A form of identity, which Jengere really highlighted. It deserves that.
Now, Brighter Monday and MasterCard Foundation are helping youths and marginalized groups in Naivasha access job and entrepreneurship through the Jane Kazi program. The initiative emphasizes skill-based hiring, digital literacy, and employer collaboration. Many in Naivasha struggle to find job-ready candidates due to limited soft skills, poor interview readiness, and low digital literacy, while job seekers lack career guidance and exposure to opportunities. Jane Kazi has trained over 210,000 people and created 48,000 job placements, prioritizing women, non-urban youths, persons with disabilities, and displaced persons. The program offers a scalable solution to youth unemployment challenge.
Employers, the better abled we are to ensure that the skills that they need are in the market. So the more they give us information about their requirements, the type of individuals they need, and we actually have a program where we look at retention rates. So for us, it's not just about placing a candidate into work. We come and understand, did they achieve what you wanted from a business perspective? If not, how do we refine this process for you? So the more data and insights we get, we'll actually create this taxonomy for us to better understand who is best placed in which position, in what organization, and what we will see is our country growing. What we've noticed is hindering our youth from accessing work opportunities is, number one, how to apply for the job. What information are you putting on your CV? how you position yourself as the right candidate. And so that's why here today we have our AI career tool and we have our recruiters on site. Number 2 is when you show up to an interview, are you prepared? Are you speaking confidently? Are you able to articulate yourself in a way that this employer is confident that if they hire you, you'll be able to do the job that they have available? So again, here today, we have our recruiters on site to support them with that interview preparation stage. And then number 3, an element that we are doing specifically as Brighter Monday Kenya that's different from other organizations is we look at once you're in work, what are your first 90 days like? We are supporting organizations with that, training and upskilling, and to ensure that retention happens on a 90-day basis. So those are some of the 3 elements that we look at.
Mimi ni mkaaji wa Naivasha, seeking opportunities zenye ziko Naivasha. Brighter Monday imetukaribisha hapa so that we be exposed kwa hii economy ya saa hizi. Watu onyeshe kazi tunaweza pata na kazi sisi vijana tunaweza pata. We as young youths tuko na challenges za kupata makazi huku nje, but Brighter Monday inatupea opportunities huku nje so that we can gain the skill and we know how to navigate hizo skills tuweze kupata hizo makazi. Na I thank Brighter Monday for coming here because mimi kama kijana leo nimelearn how to write a CV. It is a skill that nilikuwa nayo but wamefanya ikakuwa poa. Sasa niko na courage ya write a CV and I'm sure that I can get a job.
Now, tension erupted on Thursday night at Nyahururu County Referral Hospital after a family complained of the absence of a doctor at the emergency department as their critically injured child waited for treatment. The 4-year-old had been rushed to the facility following a road accident near Riverside Mall along the Nyahururu-Olkalau Road. The child's father, Waris, said upon arrival, no doctor was present after making several calls for help. An intern nurse reportedly arrived about 3 hours later but was unable to offer treatment.
Mimi naitwa Waris Wangombe. Nimepigiwa simu watoto wangu wamepata accident. Pale nini? Wamepata pale nini? Tumakaletwa hapa general ya Nyahururu. Ahoro general level 5 paka saizi hakuna daktari hata mmoja. Ule daktari tulikuja akakuja pesa yetu ya picha akatutuma pale. Kutoka pale tukakuja tukalipa SHA pesa yote. After kulipa pesa yote SHA hakuna daktari hospitali akagojeka. Na tunajua siku kugojeka alienda side hustle huyo daktari. A whole hospital saizi iko na intern doctor. Sasa sijui mimi SHA inafanya kazi wapi? Sababu already tumeshalipa. Tumekaa hapa kutoka 6 paka saizi. Hakuna daktari alienda ati aligojeka. Tumejaribu kusaidia paka kwa CS na CSC na hakuna kitu. Saizi tumechukua mtoto tumempeleka hospitali nyingine. Ivunje hii hospitali kutoka level 5 ipeleke level 4. Ama level 3. Ama dispensary.
Huyu mtoto alipata ajali hapa bypass. Alikuwa amebebwa na tuktuk ambayo ilikolofana na lori kidogo. Tukamleta hapa kwa emergency 6. Tukaambiwa enda upigwe picha kule pale, akapelekwa pale. Wakaanza kusema sijui mambo ya SHA ambayo haifanyi kazi. Atajua kama inafanya kazi. Tukamleta hapa tukapata hakuna daktari. Tunaambiwa daktari amegonjeka. Kupiga simu tena tunaambiwa ati daktari hayuko. Tunapigia mkubwa wa daktari huku, tunaambiwa tu atafute daktari mwingine. Kuletea daktari anaita mzazi pale kando, anasema enda kumwambia ni intern. A level 4 hospital. Hiyo ndio tunaambiwa iko na intern kwa emergency.
Now, schools in Mwea East, Kirinyaga County now have running water after solar-powered boreholes were rehabilitated following a 3-year breakdown. Ndindiru and Shagina Primary Schools, Shagina Mixed Secondary School, and a community borehole at Gathwiri in Tembere and Wamumu Ward are now functional, easing water scarcity. Schools head says pupils previously brought water from home, risking waterborne diseases. Parents welcome the restoration, praising Kenya Seed Company Chair Wangui for her support.
Ruto Primary School, mwaka wa 2021 ikafanya kwa muda karibu muda wa mwaka moja, alafu ikakuwa na breakdown, break down the motor and the pump. Then after the breakdown tukaanza kutafuta ufadhili mwingine wa kutoka sehemu mbalimbali, na kwa muda wa mwaka 4 tulikuja kupata huo usaidizi kutoka kwa Madam Honorable Ann Gerisi Foundation, na akatusaidia kureplace hiyo pump na hiyo motor na facilities zile zingine ambazo zilikuwa zinatakana. Kwa sasa tumepata huo ufadhili na tumefanya replacement ya hiyo pump na motor, na tumekuwa sasa na maji ya kutosha katika hii shule. Wakati tulikuwa hatuna maji kwa sababu ya hiyo breakdown, tulikuwa na challenges mingi kwamba watoto walikuwa wanakuja na jerrycan ya maji kutoka nyumbani. And wakati kama huu wa kiangazi hatuwezi kuwa assured of the quality of the water the children were bringing from their home. Ni kama walikuwa wanatoa maji mwitoni, yale maji ambao wako nayo nyumbani wanakuja naye ya kunywa hapa shule, ya kuoza classrooms pamoja na ya matumizi mengine hapa shule. Kwa hivyo sasa for those 4 years tumepitia hizo challenges, watoto kuja na maji kutoka nyumbani na jerrycan, ambayo ilikuwa mzigo ya mtoto na mzazi kuhakikisha maji imefika shule, ya kuosha classrooms na ya kufanya mambo mengine. Lakini sasa vile tumepata kurehabilitate hiyo borehole, hiyo mzigo.
And Kisiwa National Polytechnic in Bungoma County has held student elections to choose leaders who will represent learners in the 2026-2027 academic year. The Student Affairs Administrator Robert Sikuku said the institution has prepared students to take part in the democratic process and engage the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that is IEBC, to ensure transparency and fairness. IEBC Kabuchai Constituency Elections Officer Henry Lumiti said the exercise aims to expose students to real electoral procedures, assuring candidates of fair and unbiased results.
It's okay, though it's not hyped as last year. Last year it was very hyped, but today the process is very fine. The voting started at exactly 8 a.m. and we hope that by 3 we'll close the polling station, and then we start counting, and then by 5 or 6 we expect to be through with the process of announcing the leaders. When they use IBC, there's that trust and credibility. So they feel that if the election is supervised by us, then at the end of the day it's credible. It's credible, verifiable and transparent. Other than when the school or the institution does the elections by itself, the students may not accept the results at the end of the day, and they may say maybe something fishy.
And elsewhere, 4 individuals have been arrested by forest rangers and are currently held at Bangale Police Station in Tana River County. They face allegations of running illegal logging operations and unauthorized charcoal burning within community forest. Authorities say operations targeting illegal timber and charcoal activities will continue across the county to protect forest resources and curb environmental degradation.
Imeamuliwa ya kwamba area ya Bangal wenyeji wamesema hawana madhenge, na kwa hayo, kwa vile hakuna madhenge upande huu, wamesema kwamba hawahitaji watu kuja kuharvest miti yao ya indigenous, so wamesema hawataki mambo ya makaa tena. Na sisi kama ofisi matakwa tuna serve interest ya wananchi. Kama wenyewe wamesema hawataki watu wa kukata environment na kutengeneza makaa kwao, hivyo ndio mambo itakuwa. Na way forward katika mkutano wetu ni kwamba hakuna mambo ya makaa upande wa Bangal.
Kuna cartels, kuna wale wazee, kuna watu wachache, siwezi sema ni wazee peke yake. Kuna wale wazee wachache wa jamii ambayo ndio wanasimamia hizi camps. Wao wanafaidika, lakini community in general wanaumia. Tumewapatia siku moja, tutawaita kesho hapa, tuambie watoe wale watu wote wao wenye kwa ile camp, wapelekwe nyumbani. Hatutaki kuona mtu mmoja pale.
Na tumeharamisha makaa isiendelee, na tukotoa idhini ya kuwa na amri kwa wale maofisa wa forest pamoja na security agents. Yule mzee ambaye ako na.
Now, the Nairobi County government has ordered the demolition of 5-story building in the Mirema area of Nairobi after inspectors declared it unsafe for occupation. The decision followed a safety assessment by the county's Department of Urban Planning and City Management, working with the National Disaster Management Authority and the National Construction Authority. Officials said the building failed to meet required safety standards, prompting the demolition order to avert possible loss of life and property.
The building was identified sometime in the year 2022. It had some signs of structural failure, which was confirmed by that time, and the occupants were evacuated in 2022. Now the county government and the multi-agency team gave the owner the opportunity to make the building safe. From that time up to now, they have decided that this building will be removed. So we are doing equipment mobilization and personnel. So by tomorrow, the exercise.
And finally, it's a wrap for EBN Weekend Edition. Many thanks for watching. My name is Leticia Afandi, and our sign language interpreter is Alfred Mwangi. Have a lovely night.